High time frame is kind of rangy. You could almost consider this little trending bearish range high time frame almost a day, but I honestly kind of consider this with that low being the lower extremity of more of a high time frame range. So yeah, if we were to react, it would kind of be really soon. We already actually have, but the low time frame move is filled. I just have no interest in taking that, but I do see this as a potential to take a really, really similar entry to the one that I took last Asia session. Difference being this is kind of a higher time frame entry, so I would probably wait for a little bit more confirmation, but I'd kind of see this downtrend and this entry as something very similar to this downtrend, and then potentially like a little bit more confirmation down here in comparison to the one I took there, just where this is kind of a higher time frame entry, this is lower time frame entry. Now this downtrend was relative to this structure here, these lows right here. This downtrend is kind of relative to these lows right here. So if we go on like the 5 minute, this will actually look pretty similar. So we have these lows right here that I'm potentially looking for a reaction to. And then if we zoom in on the trade that I took last Asia, we had these highs that I was potentially looking for a reaction to. So, everything's fractal. This is just the classic entry, and yeah, I take this kind of entry quite often, so hopefully something happens. Pretty low volume right now, spread is quite high, so I'm hoping that drops. I just find that kind of cool to look at. Like, you zoom in here, reacting to these lows, took an entry off a little tick reaction here, and then we zoom out. It's essentially hopefully going to be the same entry, except I'll wait for a little bit more confirmation here where it is a higher time frame entry. So yeah, we'll see. I'm just going to cut it here and just kind of chill out. Guys, know what I just realized is that this is actually, okay, it's 8:57 right now. This is actually low-key the low time frame continuation in the high time frame range entry model that I was talking about in this video. And I said that next time I saw it, I was definitely going to take it and that I would post whatever happened. So yeah, depending on how this candle opens, I might be firing buys toward kind of the midpoint of this overall downtrend. I mean, obviously not going to hold them that long, but yeah, I might be firing buys on open depending on what happens. Simply because I said I would. I mean, it's not really a big deal if I do catch a loss here. So I'm willing to try it if it does check out on the low time frame. I don't want to do it, but like I did say that I would, and it kind of looks like the entry. Oh my god, and we just got a huge influx in buying volume too. Like, ideally I would have wanted something like that, but we'll just see how the volume is here on open. DXY at a point where like it should logically probably go to the downside soon, but I mean, obviously there's no way to know. All right, let's lock in here. Let's see what's going on. If we just push bearish, completely uncontested, then obviously I'm not going to be entering because that's just not the entry, okay? So the candle just opened. The volume is ridiculous, I will say that. Wow. Okay, DXY. The spread is brutal though, man. Honestly, the tick proportion is not looking super favorable right now. Nice break to the downside, honestly. Like, let's go. Let's just get out of this area so I don't need to take this. What's DXY doing? Okay. Okay, decent buying response there. Actually just entered buys. Ooh, it's so over. It's so over. I mean, it's not looking that good, to be honest, but super rangy on the tick chart. Ooh, break to the downside. Stop loss was edged. I have no idea how this will work, guys. I'm just targeting these low time frame highs. DXY, man. Yeah, it's honestly not looking the best of these low time frame highs, guys. We'll see. Another rejection, it looks like. Oh, okay, that's pretty crazy. Damn, the DXY, man, it really is the issue here. It's decent buying pressure, but sell response was almost equal. All right, so that hit. LTF continuation entry model officially 1-0. It's interesting to see that work. Of course, you know, probably would have been optimal to hold longer, but these are the moves that I've found I'm consistently good at taking. So, alright, just to quickly recap this, guys. Yes, technically I considered it the LTF continuation model, but it essentially is the same trade that I was referring to right here. It's pretty much the exact same logic, just longer duration, higher time frame. So here it was less confirmation, it was more of a reactive entry into that imbalance, aligned off these lows, this overall external structure. And this is, let's actually just for symmetry purposes, I'm going to just throw a long in right here. This is essentially the exact same entry, just waited for a little bit more confirmation. where, as I said, this is a higher time frame move. So yeah, we experienced a lot of low time resistance off of that logical area of adherence with the high time frame range, as well as just an area where you would expect a pullback within this overall downtrend. Exact same thing as this one. But yeah, just waited for a little bit more confirmation, waited till we were kind of deeper within the low time frame range. We were seeing disproportionate tick reactions to the upside, even with a DXY that opened and immediately drove bullish. And obviously I knew DXY was at the top of a high middle time frame range, had just taken the highs, so I was expecting it to begin pulling back, as I said. One, because it's at the top of the high middle time frame range. Two, because we have this large imbalance, bottom wick expectancies on the daily, weekly, etc. So that's why I did feel confident enough to enter buys in here, despite how comedic I was trying to make it. I did think it was a solid entry, and that's why I took it. So yeah, maybe we'll see some sells here. I'm not going to take anything else, but it's the session.